Today we are talking about a lightweight spiked shoe for a change. This is Adidas' biggest offering of the year. We're going to do a little cross comparison between the laced version and the BOA version. I'm Ryan Ballengee from Golf News Net. Thanks for checking us out once again. Today we're talking about the Adidas ZG21 golf shoes. This is their big release for the year. There's a kind of no Tour 360 out yet, but that's coming. I've been told that's coming. But this is the big shoe for the year. And what the company attempted to accomplish with ZG21 was to take the lightweight nature of spikeless golf shoes and then actually have spikes on them. So that way you get the traction of a spike shoe with the lightweight nature, the more comfortable nature of a spikeless shoe. Put it all together, and this is what they come up with. So the Tour 360 for all of you out there is still going to be there. It's still going to be a little heavier, a little bit of a heavier shoe. All those things are going to continue to move forward. I've been assured of that. Do not worry whatsoever. Now, with that said, these are a really interesting shoe because you've got to kind of balance out goals here. You've got to be able to balance out creating traction, which, I mean, that's something that inherently comes with a little bit more weight on your feet, just being honest, while also trying to balance out being really comfortable. You can create a heavy shoe that has great traction and put in a whole ton of padding on it, and it might be more tolerable to walk 18 holes with, but it's still going to be a little bit heavier, still going to drag you down a little bit, and that's a problem for some golfers. So they're trying to find this really interesting sweet spot. And I think they've achieved it pretty well. So you kind of get what you expect from Adidas golf shoes. It is comfortable. It's a really comfortable shoe, whether you go with the Tide version or the BOA version, which we'll get into in a minute. They've got the Boost midsole cushioning, which, I mean, you can kind of see here. A little bit more shaped, a little bit pretty, but that's in there. Gives you bounce, gives you energy with every single step. I've always liked that about Adidas shoes. I will always like that about Adidas shoes if they put bounce in there. Got a heel stabilizer. Again, lighter weight stabilizer, but that offers a little bit of side-to-side stability. So that's going to help you stay in your shoes, stay in the heel, not move about while you're in there. That's going to be a good thing for you. This is an artificial, this is a synthetic leather upper. It's been treated, so it's waterproof. So you still get that benefit of it, but it's also not as heavy as leather. It performs a little bit differently, looks a little bit different. It looks kind of has a little bit more of a matte look to it than maybe you might see in some forms of leather because of the coating, but I kind of like that actually. It doesn't bother me at all. You kind of got a version of the three stripes, a little bit more subdued maybe than some other Adidas golf shoes. And then you've got another stabilizing piece here, which again, formulated, printed, had to be done specifically for this shoe because they had to figure out a way to kind of create that stabilization on your outer portion of your foot, which you can kind of be subject to pronation where you can kind of get over it and lose some power, lose some stability. So they had to create this specifically at this piece so that, again, you can have a little bit of weight relative to the rest of the shoe and you're able to have that balance, have that stability on the inside. It's a traditional tie shoe. On the bottom, you've got 6 spikes. You've got all these nubs inside. So again, similar type of deal. Spikes create ports. And if you have ports, that creates weight. So you can't throw like 10 spikes on something and call it a lightweight shoe. That's not going to work. But you can use TPU material like they do here, put that on the sole, shape it with all of these contact points, which they've heat mapped based on how golfers swing. And then they're able to use this pattern to create enough traction with 6 spikes and all these nubs. That's a good kind of answer to how do you create a spike shoe that's fairly lightweight. The color, again, fairly subdued. I mean, in recent years they've had some, I won't say outlandish shoes, they're not at all, but they were maybe outside of the range of some people's comfort. I love them. I loved the blue shoes that I had with the BOA. I've loved the white ones. I've loved the black ones. I like a lot of color in my footwear, but there are also plenty of people like, I just want white, I just want black, or I just want brown. So if you're a little tepid about color, the most color you're going to see is right around here, and you're probably not going to see it because when you look down at the golf ball, you're not going to see the toe of the shoe, which also, by the way, kind of guards against footwear and offers a little bit of stability as well. Now, I talked about BOA with this particular shoe. So I love that Adidas has committed to making BOA a really important part of their lineup these last 5, 6, 7 years. They have made BOA exclusive shoes at times, and they have made BOA options available with pretty much all of their shoes. Same thing is true with the ZG21s. This is the BOA version. So it looks a little bit different. I'll hold them upside, right next to each other. Looks a little bit different. I get that. They are a little bit different. But functionally, they're the same. So first, let's look at the sole. Same sole. Same thing. That's all the same. You have the same piece here for stability. You've got the same boost cushioning right here. The difference is in just this part of the upper. You've got the 3 stripes that have been moved from here to here, or really from the outside to here. And then you've got this system with BOA. Now, if you've never used BOA before, but you've watched my videos, how are you not in BOA? I love BOA. I think everyone should love BOA, and there are a couple of reasons for that. First, if you're new to BOA, this is the BOA dial. So this is a BOA fitting system. So all those laces out the window. You take this, it's a dial, pull it out, hear that little click there, and you pull this open, okay? We'll get to the particular integration of this in a second. Put in your shoe, put your foot in your shoe, pop this in, start to turn. When you get to the tightness that you like on your foot, boom, you're done. If you feel like you need to tighten it during the round, click, you're good. You want to loosen it, pop it, pull it off again, put it back into place one more time. All this is handled by this string, which is really coated metal string, and just use this twist knob system. Now, what is it twisting? So for this particular model, Adidas decided they would have 2 different pieces that are rung through the BOA system. So you've got one, this initial piece, bottom, and you've got this top piece. Both of them kind of accomplish different things, but they're trying to get your foot down and stable. Keep it in place throughout the swing so that your foot's not moving up and down and it's not moving side to side. That's the whole point of this. This is particularly around support. It's about not only not having to use shoelaces, but giving you a better fit, better performance. We recently did a video not too long ago with the folks at BOA taking us through their performance lab and how they test shoes like this, particularly for golf and for other sports for that matter, but particularly for golf, to make sure that what they're putting their applications into, how they're integrating this into shoes, actually leads to better performance on a shoe. Yes, it costs a little bit more. It costs $15 to $20 more, usually. Sometimes it's evenly priced, but by and large, you're going to get better performance out of these shoes than you are out of these guys. Why? Because most people don't tie their shoes tight enough. They just don't. They like it to feel comfortable and not too firm. They're like, if like when we were kids, like, oh, it's too tight. Adults do that too. And it's understandable. But this, when this is tight, doesn't feel tight like this because these are strings on your feet and they can kind of dig a little bit. That doesn't happen with this. That's the good news. Now, yes, aesthetically, they're different. Some people do not like that. Some people want the traditional look. They don't want the aesthetic of BOA. But that all said, it's a good shoe either way. It is lightweight. It's definitely lighter weight than Tour 360s that I've worn, substantially more. My feet feel better after a round because I'm not carrying as much weight with every single step. There's still good performance with it. I haven't slipped in them yet. That does happen from time to time when I play, but this offers plenty of traction for what I need it to do. It's not necessarily the widest shoe. I like a wider base, but these are kind of a balance again between comfort and less weight, offering enough stability with spikes in them. So I realize going into it, there's going to be a little bit of a trade-off that I'm going to have to make. But I would rather wear shoes like this that are lightweight and spiked than a lighter weight shoe that maybe feels comfortable or a little bit more comfortable but offers less traction. Because if I'm going to slip in them, I'm not going to have fun in them. No matter how cool they look or how good they feel, that's just not what I want. I'm not willing to bargain that in golf shoes any longer, especially now that I'm in my late 30s. And if I slip the wrong way, God knows what could happen to my body anymore. So I like this idea. I think it fills a gap. And I don't think this is the last shoe that you're going to see not only from Adidas, but from their competitors in this lightweight, spiked category. Expect more to come and more reviews to come on this channel on those types of shoes. These shoes are 180 bucks. They are up there in the premium shoe category. You're not paying $220 for these like you might with a Tour 360. So you're getting a little bit of a discount on that front, but you are going to pay modern prices for modern shoes. So if you're looking for a better shoe, if you're looking for something that is spiked but a little lightweight and you're willing to pay a little bit of a premium for it, but not a crazy amount, then check out the ZG21s, either in laced or, hopefully for you, in BOA. I'm Ryan Ballengee saying thanks for watching. We will see you next time.